Sketchy. Hello, this is Josh. Okay, so this is more duck stuff, advent calendar entries. And here I just made a little bit of a goof. I was looking for, there's a lot of big hard hitters on my duck list. But I wanted to make sure to get some more obscure things on there, things people maybe hadn't thought about in a while or maybe never even heard of. And I found this show called Calimero, which is a European, I think it's on TV in Italy, or it was. And there's new versions of it. It's an old cartoon, but I think there's a new CG version of it, which I'll talk about later in the video. But I read a Wikipedia article that listed notable cartoon ducks, and it listed Calimero. I went and looked him up, realized I'd seen some of these cartoons when I was a kid, and happily set about drawing this picture. Well, I was a little confused by that entry in Wikipedia. I still believe it was not written clearly enough. And I came to discover that, of course, Calimero, this little guy right here, is not a duck. He is a chick. He is a little baby chick who wears his shell on his head. But that beak and that look, I felt like this could be a duckling. This could be a duck character, but it is not, in fact. And when you see Pierrot or Pierrot, the character who actually is the duck, you'll see, like, well, of course, that's the duck. There's no question once you see his design. But anyway, hey, you get a bonus picture here. So I had fun drawing this cute little guy. If you look up some clips of this show, Calimero, online, it's actually a pretty funny show with a neat style. I believe that I think I went back on those white lines. I don't think they're in the final. And maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't remember. I remember thinking they didn't work, but I don't remember if I actually undid them or not. Again, this is fun. I don't think this is quite as cute. If this was going to be the duck, I probably would have revised this to make the eyes a little bigger and a little wetter, and to make his beak a little more pursed. Like, I think the actual design, if you look up Calimero, he's a little cuter than this. But this was semi-cute. We're just about ready to... Yeah, I guess I did... Nope, see, there you go. No white lines. I didn't think it needed it. Now we're going to switch over to Pierrot, I guess is his name. And this guy is 100% duck. And he likes to ride a pogo stick, apparently, so that's how I have depicted him. Again, admitting that these are not characters that are near and dear to my heart, but I wanted to include something more obscure and different, and these being European TV sensations, it seemed appropriate. And I found when I posted these on social media that there were people who grew up with this show and were delighted that these were included. So this came out pretty well, pretty quick, except the proportions. I have a lot of problems with proportions. There, you can see in that cut, I made his body a lot smaller and his head a little bigger. And that's just something I struggle with when I draw. I don't always, that's where digital art really enables me to change things on the fly. Also, I'll mention here that while the original Calimero show is from the 60s, I believe, it's old, it's 20th century, there are CG depictions of these characters online, so I assume that that these characters persist in Europe, and that there are new versions of them that are computer generated. And the source material I'm using here for Pierrot is CG images. So I'm turning a three-dimensional character into a 2D picture, and that's kind of why I'm trying to figure out the beak, the dimensionality of it. It's a 3D rendered model, so it hasn't been stylized in line the way that a lot of cartoon ducks have been. I didn't find an original Pierrot from... I probably should have looked that up. Tried a little harder to find an original, see if he was in those original cartoons or if he's just a newer character. I do not know. But I am happy with the way this came out. I think he's cute. He's also got the most, you'll see in a moment when I begin the coloring process, he's got the most naturalistic color scheme. He's a very cute, silly looking character, but he's got the coloring of an actual mallard, more so than any other duck that's been on this list so far. But yes, here he is. This also raises the issue of rendering three-dimensional characters as line art, which fascinates me. I'm probably going to do some stuff, once I'm done with the ducks. That's one of the projects I think I want to do. Maybe take some take some Pixar characters or maybe even some Leica characters, something from Paranorman or Box Trolls or something, and try and come up with a good hand-drawn design based on the models. Of course, that's reverse engineering to a certain degree because, of course, all these characters are designed on the page, and then they're built out into models, CG or stop-motion physical models. But for my own purposes and in my own style, I'm fascinated with the idea of taking a 3D character and finding a good way to render it. And this was kind of this was an exercise in that specifically here. This is my chair, my creaky chair, by the way, which I have to edit out of every Fun with Shorts. It's very annoying. This is a new chair. I replaced an old creaky chair with a nice new chair, and it also creaks. So what are you going to do? That's how they get you, guys. All right, almost done here. I love cartoon ducks. If I haven't made that sufficiently clear, I don't know. Maybe I need to ramp that up a little bit. But what fun. More fun to come. This one was a little bit of a learning experience for me. You're going to see something change with his beak when we cut to the final image. Just wasn't quite, looked a little weird. Not sure that I even nailed it in the final, but that's one last detail. Thank you so much for watching. New videos just about daily, at least on weekdays now. I've been posting these sketchy videos. More to come. Patreon and membership to see extra stuff early. Okay, bye.